prophesied a different kingdom called America, also known as Babylon in the scriptures. It's like, first and foremost, before we get started, I want to give all praise to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son in their proper true names in the Hebrew tongue. Kal, Halayim, La, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ha, Rakah, Kodash, Ma'amath. A double honors to the apostles and elders is a great millstone. Also to our elder as well. Down here in the LIONZ Den of Yasharala camp. Here at one salutation to all the Akim around the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with sincerity. Today we have a lesson. Lord willing is edifying to the hopefully elect out there, and also the men, women, and children that believe sincerity as well, man. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump straight into it.
Start out with 2 Peter.
This is 2 Peter, chapter 3, verse 9. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long-suffering to usward, not willingly that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
Right, so you have to have a certain level of patience to really be in this truth. All right, you got certain people that would call themselves in the truth, but they slack off on their responsibility for being in this truth. You know, and so because they lose patience, right? They want the Lord to hurry up and come. But the Lord's not slack as men count slackness, because 1,000 years. Keep going.
Verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise.
All right, because 1,000 years is one day to the Lord as one day 1,000 years. So the Lord doesn't operate in our time. Only humanity operates in time. The Lord is always in the present. All right, read that part again.
Verse 9.
No.
Oh, verse 10. 2 Peter, chapter 3:10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise.
Is that saying the Lord showing up as a thief? Kind of, sort of, but what that's saying is the Lord is going to show up unexpectedly. All right, in a time that you're not expecting, especially the ones that lose patience.
And the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?
So what should you be doing in these times? Seeing that all these things are going to be burnt up. Everything that everybody's setting their mind on right now is going to be destroyed by Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So what type of actions, what should you be doing in these times? You should be doing everything in your power to seek Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So we're going to take it back in time a little bit and go to Genesis and see what was Noah doing around these times. Same type of scenario that we're in right now, because that spiritual ark is being built. So what were the people around Noah doing? They weren't paying any attention to what he was doing. Same thing that we see right now. Nobody's paying attention to the things that we're doing. See that? Look at that. Genesis 7:1.
Genesis 7:1, and the Lord said unto Noah, come down and all thy house into the ark, for thee have I seen righteousness before me in this generation. Of every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by sevens, the male and his female, and of beasts that are not clean by two, the male and his female.
So that's something physical that Noah was doing in that time, right? So all the clean beasts, because why? Because the Lord was going to use everything that came into Noah's ark to replenish the earth. You see that? So now, pause that real quick. Let's get on Revelation 11:1.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 1. And there was given me a reed like unto a rod. And the angel stood, saying, rise and measure the temple of Yahweh, and the altar, and them that worship therein.
Right, so we're measuring the temple, all right? We're measuring those that are able to get in the temple, all right, through these words. Keep going.
But the court which is without the temple, leave out in the measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall they tread underfoot 42 months.
All right, so now, don't measure anything outside the temple because it wasn't meant to go in the temple. There was a specific reason why Noah was given certain instructions on what to bring and who to bring into the ark. See that? And we're not giving the instructions, but what we're to do is we're to lift our voice up as a trumpet and to a sea of people, and the Lord's going to gather the ones that are able to come into this ark for the second death. All right? So let's go back to that Genesis chapter 7.
It's back in Genesis chapter 7 and verse 3. Of fowls also of the air by 7, the male and the female, to keep seed alive upon the face of all the earth. For yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth. 40 days and 40 nights, and every living substance that I have made will I destroy from off the face of the earth.
So when the Lord used water to destroy the earth the first time, right, to destroy civilization, right, it was 40 days and 40 nights. But it's going to take 1 hour to destroy this place called Babylon the Great, which is America. It ain't going to be that long, drawn out destruction. This one's going to happen real quick, all right? Through the hands of thermonuclear destruction, ICBM missiles. All right, go ahead. But notice, the Lord is going to protect what he wants to protect. Just like how he did it in the time of Noah, he's going to do it again in these times. Go ahead.
It's back in Genesis 7 and 5. And Noah did according to all that the Lord commanded him. And Noah was 600 years old when the flood of waters was on the earth. And Noah went in, and his sons, and his wife, and his sons' wives with him into the ark because of the waters of the flood.
All right, so now, Noah was prophesying about what, 80-some odd years or something like that? Huh? 120? Same thing, you know what I'm saying? A long period of time. So what did he have to have? He had to have a certain level of patience. And one thing about Jake is a very impatient individual. You see that? So the Lord is teaching us patience. The Lord is teaching us how to wait on him. Go ahead.
Verse 8, of clean beasts, and of beasts that are not clean, and of fowls, and of everything that creepeth upon the earth, that went in two and two unto Noah into the ark, the male and the female, as Yahweh had commanded Noah.
All right, so now, it's the reason why I'm having them read this, because we have no choice on who enters into that ark. Just like Noah didn't have a choice. He was instructed. See, the difference is we're to throw a net out in the sea of the people, right? And whatever that net catches, all right, the good is going to be gathered into the barn, right? And the bad is going to be thrown out like chaff to be burnt. Keep going.
Verse 11, in the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, the 17th day of the month, the same day, were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of the heaven were open.
Right? See, the Lord is going to, hey, the windows of heaven were open, right? Check this out. It's crazy. Man, the windows of heaven were open. And it started raining. So the Lord opened, let you know they didn't make it out to the moon. If I wet my glittering sword, I think it's in Exodus or Deuteronomy, one of them. All right, read that part again.
Genesis 7 and 11, in the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, the 17th day of the month, same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were open.
Con, the windows of heaven were open, right? And keep going.
And the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights.
All right, and it's going to be another rain coming down, right? But this ain't going to be no water. It's going to rain missiles. Just like how the Lord opened the windows of heaven, all right, to let water in. All right, so these ICBMs, once they come out of the silos or wherever they're stationed at, right, they're going to go into the heavens and come back down on the earth as rain like it did in Sodom and Gomorrah. But here's the difference. The Lord said it will be more tolerable for Sodom and Gomorrah than it shall be for this place. You see that? So what manner of conversations, what should your actions be in these times right now?
Amos 5 and 24. But let judgment run down as waters, and righteousness as a mighty stream.
And that's the righteous anger of Yahweh by Shimei Shai.
That's what represents judgment.
Kind of missiles represent his judgment. You got some more?
1 Peter 3:20. Which sometime were disobedient, when once the long suffering of Yahweh waited in the days of Noah, while the ark was preparing, wherein few, that is 8 souls, were saved by water.
So just like once again, he said, he made this world for many, for the world to come for few. Only 8 souls were saved at that time during the time of Noah. A small number that are going to be saved in this time, man.
Right. And he held back the flood so Noah could do his job.
Right.
And Noah could be prepared.
All right, so let's get that. Let's go Revelation 7:1. Did somebody find that? I'll bring that out real quick.
It's Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 41.
So the Lord opened up the heavens and the rain upon the earth. Go ahead.
If I wet my glittering sword and my hand take hold of judgment, I will render vengeance to my enemies, and I will reward them that hate me. I will make my arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain and of the captives, from the beginning of vengeance, from the beginning of revenge upon the enemies.
So revenge upon the enemy. All right. So now we're in the presence of the enemy. We behind enemy lines, and we have a recon job to do, right? To gather in the elect into this spiritual ark that we're doing right now, just how Noah was doing, right? We were commissioned to do this when Yahweh Shai was on the scene. He the one that recruited us and gave us our paperwork, gave us our duties, like how they do in the military. All right. So now, with that being said, bring it out real quick.
It's Isaiah chapter 34, verse 5. It says, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment."
All right, so the Lord swore to the Lord that's going to be bathed in heaven. That's talking about the missile. It's like it was spoken of in Deuteronomy, talking about his arrows. That's the Lord's judgment coming raining down upon this earth. And Idumea is talking about America, man. That's talking about America. So the Lord has a great sacrifice in Basra and a judgment in Babylon, the great whore. Go ahead.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 7 and 11. It says, Yahweh judgeth the righteous, and Yahweh is angry with the wicked every day. If he turn not, he will whet his sword. He hath bent his bow and made it ready. He hath also prepared for his instrument. He hath also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordained his arrows against the persecutors.
So he got all types of instruments of death, but that main point is talking about the missiles, man. So just like how the Lord, back during the time of Noah, opened up the heavens and it rained upon the earth, he's going to open up these missile silos and it's going to rain upon the earth again. Right. Go back to that just
and also where it says wet his sword, it's like a sword being clean, and then next thing you know, that joint got blood on it. So basically his sword, his missiles are going to consume everything. You know, that goes into the blood reaching into the horse's cradle. It's going to be bloodshed. Right.
It said, who is this coming back with dyed garments from Basra?
Yep.
The Lord's going to have a high body count, man. He ain't talking about how these women have their body counts. The Lord's going to have a high body count like the mafia. Go ahead.
It's back in Genesis 7. I'll start from 11, from the top again. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, the 17th day of the same day, were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were open, and the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. In the self-same day entered Noah, and Shem, and Ham, and Japheth, the sons of Noah, and Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his sons with them into the ark.
And all right, so simultaneously, when the rain started coming down, right, they entered into the ark. Let's go to Revelation 11. So now I heard a voice say, "Come up hither."
Oh, God. I see what you mean.
Verse 12.
This is Revelation chapter 11 and verse 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither, and they ascended up to the heaven, up to heaven, in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them.
Come on, keep going.
Same hour,
At the same hour,
was there a great earthquake,
uh-huh.
and the 10th part of the city fell.
All right, so So at the same hour, those missiles hit as the elect are being beamed up to that chariot. All right, are being saved from the destruction that's coming, just like how Noah and his family. Same thing. Same thing. The first death and the second death. All right, we're entering into the second death once those missiles come. All right, and destroy this place. All right, go back to Genesis all the way to 16.
All right. This Genesis chapter 7 and verse 14. They and every beast after his kind, and all the cattle after their kind, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth after his kind, and every fowl after his kind, every bird of every sort. And they went into Noah, into the ark, 2 and 2 of all flesh, wherein is the breath of life.
God.
Verse 16, and they that went in male and female of all flesh, as Yahweh had commanded him, and the Lord shut him in.
The Lord shut him in. You see that? But see, here's the thing. The Lord waited till he got into the ark to shut the door. But here's the difference between this time. All right, before that calling happens, when we getting beamed up, Lord willing, a part of that number, the Lord's going to shut the door. The Lord's going to shut the door while we're here on earth. All right, let's go to Amos chapter. Let's get to the meat. Let's go to Amos chapter 9 and 8. Oh, don't read that again. Because what did it say? And there with the tree of life. Go ahead.
In this verse 15, Salaki. This is verse 17. And the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased and bare up the ark, and it was lifted up above the and the This is verse 15. And they went in unto Noah into the ark, 2 and 2 of all flesh, wherein is all Salakia, wherein is the breath of life.
The breath of life, that wisdom, right? So now, that was also taken inside of the ark with Noah. All right, we bear that same breath of life, getting our understanding from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So with that being said, let's get into Amos 9 and 8.
This is Amos chapter 9, verse 8. Behold, the eye of the Lord, Yahweh, are upon the simple kingdom,
right?
And I will destroy it from off the face of the earth.
And the Lord was saying the same thing during the time of Noah. Go ahead.
Saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord.
Just like he didn't utterly destroy Noah's house. All right, go ahead.
For lo, I will command, and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations. Like as the corn is sifted in a seed.
Right. So now there's a separation process going on, where he's separating the ones that are close to him, and he's away from the ones that are not, that were set up to be destroyed. Go ahead.
Yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth.
Good.
All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us.
Right, so you got a lot of people that don't want to ever come into the fold, that think that we're out here being bums and not talking about nothing, rather go to these churches, go to these mosques, and all kind of other stuff, have these perverse ways of worshiping the Lord through the precepts of men. Right, then you have some that crept in unaware, that lose patience, right? Don't want to learn to serve the Lord according to his condition, the way he gave us to understand and to serve him. Still come up with their own ways to worship him, not knowing and understanding who he is, right? Go ahead.
Romans 9 and 27. Isaiah also cried concerning Israel. Though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved.
Only a gonna be saved.
Just like Noah and his household.
God.
A remnant. And through Noah and his household, the Lord brought back everybody.
God.
That you see standing here today.
God.
It's not going to be the same way in the kingdom for the rest of Israel. They're going to be brought back through the elect, the first fruits.
And that's what says all of Israel shall be saved.
Yep.
Right through that. All right. Go ahead.
Verse 11 of Amos chapter 9. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof.
You see that? And close up the breaches there. So as he's raising up the tabernacle of David that's fallen, he's going to close up the breaches, meaning seal the way of truth. Seal up the way of truth. That way you won't be able to enter. Just like how he sealed up the ark. Right? The Lord had to shut the door. Matter of fact, did we get to that part? All right. Let's get back to here's the proof. Now let's get back to that Genesis.
It's back in Genesis chapter 7. And I'll start back at verse 16. and they that went in, male and female of all flesh, as Yahweh had commanded him, and the Lord shut him in, and the flood was 40.
Okay, that was the point. The Lord shut him in. The Lord shut him in. You see that? Because Noah, he was compassionate. Like, just like some of us might try to be compassionate, but the Lord said, nah. Now, he shut the door. And hell, they were beating on the door and everything, man, couldn't get in. So read that again in Amos 9 and 11.
This is Amos chapter 9, verse 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof. And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
Right, so in the days of old, so that's how the Lord is reconstructing. That's 144,000. All right? And from those 144,000, that's going to be the governing body of Israel, right? But you're going to have a small remnant that's going to be joined on with them.
Verse 12.
This
is Isaiah 26 and 20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee.
And that's the doors being shut again when we enter into the chariots. They ain't going to even be able to get up there either.
Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were, a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed, just like the flood.
Come. That's how Noah, he had to sit in the ark for a numerous amount of days to that judgment overpassed. Just like how we're going to do in these times when the Lord delivers us. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians 15 and 20. Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of Yahweh.
So what's going to happen? As we get brought up into those chariots, our body's going to be changed, man.
Yep.
Because these bodies, the only person that was able to bring a body back to the heavens or to the spiritual realm was Yahweh Shai. And that was his mangled up body.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Neither do a corruption inherit incorruption.
So now, as we put away those mortal thoughts and bring on immortal thoughts, we're going to put away these, the Lord's going to put away these mortal bodies and give us immortal bodies, man.
Yeah, and that's shutting the door too.
Come.
They can't get in.
Come. So now, when we get back down here on the earth, these individuals are going to have they're going to have a choice. He say, hey, bring those that refuse to submit to me and slay them right before my feet. Those are the words of the Lord. You see that? So right now, he's shutting the door on the earth. Right? So what manner of conversation, what manner of person ought you to be in all holy conversation and godliness, man? What should you be doing now in these times? Because the Lord is shutting that door. The door is slowly closing. And the way these prophecies are moving right now, it's going to be shut real fast. And then once that door is shut, that goes to the 5 wise and the 5 foolish version. They're going to be trying to get that door open. We're going to be like, nah, bro. You're going to have to go to another door. Go to them that buy and sell and see if they'll open the door for you.
Right.
You know that? All right? This is Sirach, we get Sirach 5 and 7. And 2nd Ezra 8 and 50.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance.
Right, so that's why it says make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, man. We just read the Lord shall come as a thief in the night. All of a sudden when you least expect it. That's why you gotta stay fervent in the heat, man. Fervent in the truth. You gotta stay on fire. You can't rely on being lukewarm. Boy, I love the Lord, I got compassion for the Lord, but you ain't showing no action behind that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't pushing through that adverse time. You can't just lay down and give up. The Lord ain't looking for nobody like that. The Lord's looking for those that are going to fight through adversity and through affliction, go through the straits just to make it all the way to Him. That's how you prove. That's how you show your work. That's how you show your proof. Go ahead.
Faith. Show your faith.
Fine.
2 Peter 2 and 5. And he spared not the world, but saved Noah, the 8th person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world godly.
Right, so now that was the first step. So what did he say? By the foolishness of preaching to save those that believe. All right, the righteous man, Noah, doing what the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua told him to do. This is for the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To understand that the Israelites of the Holy Bible, Father's name is Yahweh, Son's name is Yahushua. America's about to be destroyed, man. These other nations are already going to destroy, are already destroying the economy. The European Union is gathering together a bunch of European nations to come up with their own tariffs that they're going to strike against America. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, catching everybody off guard.
Time.
All right, that current world that was in place. And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly.
Right, so they were an example, all right, of those that live ungodly. So now, understanding that, knowing that, what manner of person would you be in all holy conversation? And so, go ahead.
And I also want to say too, what city is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt too as well, man. Hey, and then two-thirds of our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, they're going to be caught off guard, man. That's why it says, in thy security, thou shalt be destroyed, man. They sitting over here living lavish, living everything up. That's why it says too as well in the book of Luke, as it was in the days of Noah, so also be in the days of the Son of Man, man. So when the Lord make his return, shit, everybody going to be up here caught with their head stuck in the ground, man.
Like an ostrich.
Gone.
And he delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of wicked. The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptation, and to reserve the unjust to the day of judgment to be punished.
So when Abraham and Lot had that herdsman had that fuel, and Lot picked to go to, I think it was eastward by Sodom, right? Did Lot start taking on the actions of those people in that place? No, he was vexed with the filthy, ungodly conversations, meaning actions of the people in Sodom and Gomorrah. So he didn't attach himself or his family to that lifestyle. He was vexed because of that lifestyle. And what did the Lord do? He said he put a mark on them to sign crime for all the abominations that's done in the midst thereof, and destroyed everything outside of that did not have that stamp, that certification of being exempt from judgment. Just like how he's gonna do in these times right now. Even though we're in places spiritual Egypt and Sodom, right? It ain't spiritually Edom, it's really Edom, but it's spiritually Egypt and Sodom, right? We're not partaking on the lifestyles of these individuals. The Lord is separating us from that, right? Because he's going to destroy this place and save those that cleave unto him and didn't cleave unto this place. You got some more?
Right. Yeah. No, you get. And this is how he's preserving them unto judgment day.
Come.
Right, keeping them right in the same mind that they are. He said they're going to bow down their back all the way over to judgment day.
Come.
2 Thessalonians 2:11. And for this cause, Yahweh shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. So that's the Lord baiting them along all the way to get destroyed.
Oh, man, that's an example of Ecclesiastes 3:11. Somebody grab that real quick, all right? Because the Lord put a separation of those. Some of them are going to be focused on the things that are going on the earth, and some are going to be focused on the things going on in heaven. He said, woe to the earth and they that dwell in. Dwell therein. Huh? Yeah.
Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiastes 3:11.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 11. He hath made everything beautiful in his time. Also he hath set the world in their heart, so that no man can find out the work that the Most High maketh from the beginning to the end.
Man, that's crazy, because guess what? They're so fascinated on what's going on in this world, they can't even see what the Lord's doing. So what does that make them? That makes them vain. Somebody get Wisdom of Solomon 13:1.
It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13 and verse 1. It says, surely vain are all men by nature, who are ignorant of Yahweh, and could not out of the good things that are seen know him that is.
See that? He made everything beautiful in his time, and he put the world in their hearts. So they cannot know what the Most High done from the beginning to the end. So what did it say right there? Surely vain are all men, right?
Surely
hold on. All right, bring it out real quick. Hold on, pause that real quick.
The second Ezra chapter 9 and verse 22.
Surely vain are all men with all the good things on earth, cannot know Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So so people that were born in vain, what is their judgment? What does the Lord create them for? Go ahead.
I start in verse 20. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that were coming to it. And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster, and a plant of a great people. Let the multitude perish then.
A plant of a great people, man. So he took a section of grapes and preserved it, right? To purify the earth again. Go ahead.
Verse 22. Let the multitude perish then that was born in vain.
Ooh, let the multitude perish that were born in vain, because why? They're fascinated on the things that are going on in this earth, and they have the world in his heart, in their hearts, because the Lord didn't want them to know what he's doing from the beginning to the end. See that? Go ahead.
And let my grape be kept and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect.
And that goes back to the scripture that the elder just read in 2 Peter 2:9. So somebody want to bring that out again?
Still 1 second.
Oh, 2 Ezra? Not yet.
The 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. The Lord knows, the Lord knows how to deliver the godly out of temptation, and to reserve the unjust until the day of judgment to be punished.
You see that? So he put the world in their hearts to reserve them all the way to the day of judgment to be punished. The Lord said he's going to make them, bend them backs down all ways. So what is he going to do to his elect, though? He said, let the multitude perish that were born in vain, but let my grape be kept. So that little cluster of grapes are going to be instructed by Yahweh, by Shem Yahushai. All right, somebody get 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 12.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 12. Now we have received not the spirit of the world.
So now we have received not the spirit of the world. Keep going.
Not the spirit of the world, but the spirit is of Yahweh.
Read that again.
But the spirit which is of Yahweh.
Come on.
They know the things that are freely given to us of Yahweh.
See that we might know the things that are freely given unto us of Yahweh. See, we weren't given the spirit of the world to where we won't. Because the ones that have the spirit of the world are going to get what the Lord, what Zaquan just read in 2 Thessalonians. Right? The Lord shall give them a strong delusion that they should believe a lie. And that lie is going to lead them all the way to their destruction, man. You see that? So the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans need to understand that they're the children of Israel, man, the Lord's chosen people. All right, let's get where we was at? We had to skip around a little bit. What was I saying?
Second Ezra.
Precept.
All right. Well, you have a precept?
This is Sirach, chapter 39.
No, it's like 40. And I'm gonna start at verse 9. It says, death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. Hey, and it just going back into that point that the bishop was making, man. Hey, what it was, that generation that was created in vain, roughly paraphrasing. Hey, that's what they're created for, man. To show the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh's power, man. It's him separating the sheep from the goat, all right? By you not following and doing the things that are pleasing to the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh, you will be made as examples, all right? As Sodom and Gomorrah was in those 5 cities, all right? It was an example all the way up until this day that unbelieving souls be left there as a standing pillar of salt. But this time, yeah, it's going to be laid and left ashes, man. Not even that.
You ain't gonna, the Lord said He's gonna leave you there and melt you. You're gonna become a part. Said you wanna have your mind set on this earth so bad, you're gonna become a part of the earth. Bottom line. All right, let's get on 2 Ezra 8 and 50.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 8, verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter times shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. But understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for as much as be like thee. For unto you is paradise open. The tree of life is planted. The time is come. The time to come is prepared.
And to say the breath of life is what entered in the ark with Noah. All right, and we're entering into the tree of life by accepting Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. You see that? Because guess what? In the time of Genesis, during the transgression, that tree of life, the tree of life was cut off. We couldn't gain access to it. But now we have access to the tree of life. And that tree of life is what's going to lead us to salvation. Is that all the way to 52?
Finishing up now.
Plenteousness is made ready, city is builded, and rest is allowed. Ye perfect goodness, perfect goodness and wisdom.
Perfect goodness. And that's what said, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of that time and strength of salvation. You see that? So the Lord is gearing us up to reap salvation. He's opening the doors of paradise to it. And those doors of paradise starts with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of his existence. And his word, his will. All right? But see, that access to that was not given to these other ones. It said, let the multitude perish that were born in vain, man. That was their purpose. Their purpose of being born was to be destroyed. Bottom line.
Right. And just for clarity, too, just in case, what he meant by the breath of life with the animals, he was talking about clean animals.
Come.
You know, basically when he said breath of life, he was saying living animals.
Come.
Get the clean ones. You know what I mean? Because even when he called the unclean animals, he said they had a breath of life too, meaning they were just alive.
Come.
So the way Tanakh is saying it is symbolic.
Come.
Of today, only get the clean animals.
Come. Yeah. So just like with the net that was thrown out, throw away the bad fish and keep the good fish.
That's right. Yep. So living, you know what I mean? But parabolically speaking on that breath of life, as the elect that has the life.
Come. Thank you for that because.
37.
Yeah. All right. So now. Yeah. Drive on. Give them the breath. See that? All right. The water.
Yep.
All right. Let's get Matthew 24 and 32.
This is Matthew chapter 24, you said verse 2?
32.
32, select.
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 32. Now learn a parable of the fig tree, which his branch is yet tender, and putteth forth leaves. Ye know that summer is nigh.
Right, so pay attention to these tariffs. You know it's putting stress on the economy of the earth. You know destruction draweth nigh. You see that? Keep going.
So likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things.
Hey, wait a minute. What happens when the winds shake the fig tree? Those figs start dropping off and hitting the earth.
Yeah,
see that?
Yeah, you start seeing the leaves in early winter, late and into spring.
That
lets you know the summer now, so you have a basket of summer fruit.
I remember that lesson. Go ahead.
So likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, now that it is near, even at the doors.
All the way to 38.
All right.
Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled.
Right, so every time you talk to somebody about destruction coming, they always say it's not going to happen in our lifetime. Not according to the Lord. He said this generation shall not pass. So all these things be fulfilled.
Verse 35. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. But of that day and hour knoweth no man.
That's why we always supposed to keep watching. Somebody pause back there. Get Habakkuk chapter 2. The word ain't gonna pass away, but heaven and earth is gonna pass away. Meaning what? This is yeah.
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1. I was standing on my watch and set me upon the tower and was watched to see what they would say unto me, and where should I answer when I am reproved?
Right.
And
that's what we do. We stand upon our watch, man. Because of that day or no hour knoweth no man. Not even your house side. He don't know when he's gonna be sent down here. But we can all tell we're getting close to that time. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision, make a plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it.
So as the vision becomes plain to us, and we teach it to those that make a plan for those that are willing to run the race, right? It becomes more distorted to these non-believers and 2/3 of our people in these other nations, where like they're gonna think themselves to be in good case, right? With all these things that they're doing, setting up with their new world order, right? You're gonna have majority of the people not understanding that it's perilous times, and then because look at it, because they're gonna start rounding certain people up. You know what I'm saying? Throwing them in those concentration camps. All right, you're gonna see martial law everywhere. But you're going to have the upper elite thinking they can run into their bunkers You're going to have other people think they can run to their money. You're going to have other people that think because they got a big plot of land way out in the middle of nowhere and they're off the grid that they're safe. You see that?
Hey, Con, that's going back to that Ecclesiastes, man. And thou security, thou shalt be destroyed. And then also going to what it is, Amos, man. Because you ran from a lion, all right, you got away from that lion, then you met a bear. You got away from that bear, escaped from the bear, went in the house, and then leaned your hand on the wall, and the serpent bit you, man. Hey, shit, hey, and your security, shit, oh, I done got away from this, I done got away from that. Then you done got to your destination. Now you think you all safe, man. It's the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, that wounded and healed. He the one under for life and alive, man. So with that being said, hey, as the lesson from the other week, he got the whole world in his hands, man. He directed the steps, man. So therefore, hey, you want to make sure you're in good standards with the Lord, you know?
That's it. Because pretty soon, that's going to be the people's security. That right there. That's the Mount B is going to be their security. The Revelation 13 and 16, they're going to yield to that. They're going to yield to the center and make that their form of security, and that's going to lead them to their destruction. See that? We find our security in the Lord, man.
Hey, Con, too, that's like also kind of going into the ark, too, as well, man. The Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, calling his animals into the ark, but yet, hey, Esau's getting his, man. Hey, those are the ones with the spiritual branding of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, that's going to abide by his ways, that's going to do the things that are pleasing to him, man. Hey, these fellas here, that's going to get that, those Esau sheep, man.
Yeah. They're of their father, the devil.
I mean, yeah, goats, lucky.
Yeah, they're goats. Yeah, they ain't got no sheep, they got goats. They got goats. All right, you went all the way to 38?
Well, I'm on 36 now.
Okay, go ahead.
Verse 36 of Matthew chapter 24. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but the Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
See that? Just like how in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the coming. So the same thing Noah was going through, we do the same thing right now. They weren't listening to Noah. The only ones that were listening was the ones that meant to listen. You see that? You even had the animals that were selected to listen. See that? Go ahead.
Verse 38. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying, and giving into marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark.
Right. So that was their mindset with partying and BS. That's it. YOLO. Let's turn up.
Hey, well, man, that's what his heart will be also. So therefore, 2/3, hey, their heart is going to be their mind is going to be within the world. So they're going to be adding work to the world, not work to the Lord. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. They're not going to be doing the works of the Lord. They're going to be doing the works of the world, man. Why? Because that's what's going to feed them. That's what's going to lift them up. That's what's going to pump them up. That's what gets them hype, man. Hey, but as for us, hey, we do the things that are pleasing to the Lord, man. That's what gets us hype. Why? Because when we do it, these prophecies come to pass that increase our faith and keep us doing it even more, man.
On that note, somebody get Baruch 4:3. Pick it up. Let's try 4:3.
This is Baruch. You say 4:3?
It's a 4 and 4. Yeah, 4 and 4. I knew it. 4 and 4. Yeah.
All right. This Baruch, chapter 4, verse 4.
Now, what the brother just said, you got to do things that are pleasing to the Lord, right? But just so happens there's only one group of people that are able to do that. Go ahead.
This is Baruch 4 and verse 4. O Israel, happy are we.
Happy are we. Why are we happy?
For things that are pleasing to Yahweh are made known unto us.
The things that are pleasing to Yahweh by Shemah Shai are only made known to us, right? And of the us, only the elect of us. Because 2/3 of our people are going to be cast away. That's that sifting process that's going that we spoke about in Amos chapter 9. You see that? The Lord is gathering the wheat into his barns and separating the chaff to be burned right here on earth.
Hey, you can bring that out one more time, Babakasha?
This is Baruch 4 and 4, and it reads, O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing to Yahweh are made known unto us.
Hey, precept. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 8, and I'm going to start at verse 61. It says, and therefore is my judgment now at hand. These things have I not shown unto all men,
but unto thee and the few like thee. Then answered and said, Behold, O Lord, now hast thou showed me the multitude of the wonders which thou wilt begin to do in the last times, but at what time thou hast not showed me. So the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh showed us the actions that is going to be taking place in these times, man. He showed us the prophecies that's going to be taking place in these times. That way we can be doing the things that are pleasing to the Lord, man. As it's told in 2 Ezra chapter 9, measuring the times diligently within itself. That way we can understand the era of the time period which we're in, so that we can know that the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh is making a move. Yahweh Shai is making a move to come visit the world which he began to visit the world which he had made, man. So gone, man. 2/3 of our people, these heathens didn't get that warning. They wasn't showed the things that the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh was going to do in the latter times, man.
All right, this is Book of Psalms, chapter 147 and verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation, and as for the judgments, they have not known them. Praise. And I was bringing that out just to back up the bishop. The Lord is only dealing with his people, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, along with the speckled birds that look like the heathen that follow after the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He's not dealing with any other nation. They don't know his laws, his commandments, his statutes, or nothing. You know what I'm saying? He's only dealing with the nation of Israel. That's why he gave them the understanding and no one else.
Right, and of them, he's only dealing with a third of them, the elect. That's it. You know, 144,000 and 1/3 remnant, men, women, and children. That's it. Bosh.
John 15 and 15. Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knows not what his Lord doeth, but I have called you friends. For all things I have heard of my Father, I have made known unto you.
Ooh, I'm a friend of the Lord, and you ain't. I ain't boasting against the branches, but it's like like this. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy to be on this side of the fence,
Right.
because you know how when your parents say they mad about something that we done did as kids. And then you got your crazy siblings that keep running around and falling. And then as soon as your parents get up and get the moving funny walking towards you, the good kids sit the hell down. But you still have the bad kids that still be running around acting foolish right in front of the parents, then they end up getting their behind one. You see that? You know what I'm saying? So doing what you please your parents by yielding to their authority. The Lord wants the same thing from us. You see that? But 2/3 of our people are not going to yield to his authority. All right?
But this is Matthew chapter 13. I'm start off at 10. And it reads, And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. Just bringing that out, man, because just like today, the mysteries are given to us as elect. Right, the 1/3 of his people that was chosen, man. The 144 hope for election, like
Precept.
and not to the 2/3.
The car will come back down. Interjection on that point?
It kind of is the point you had just made before that about
Okay. Let me get that come back.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11. It says, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Just to back up the point that the Bishop Canuck was making about the bad kid running around all the tomfoolery, and because nothing has happened or nothing has happened, they continue in that until, like Canuck, the Bishop Canuck said, when the parent get up, the good child sit down, but the bad kid still keep running around in circles, acting the fool. Because why? Because they ain't got towed up for it yet. And that's the same sentiment that applies to our people. Because things have not happened a certain way yet, they still on their tomfoolery, but they're gonna have to get up off of that real soon, because the Lord's gonna start moving furniture and massive judgment gonna come out.
What's that scripture that says because judgment not come speedily?
I just read that.
Oh, no, okay. I need to hear that. I couldn't hear it. Go ahead.
Hey, God. This is Isaiah chapter 65, verse 12, man. All right. It says, therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. All right. And this is those disobedient children, all right? The ones that didn't obey the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So guess what? When he told you to clean that house up, and that house wasn't clean, you didn't clean that abode out. He coming back tearing your ass up, man. It says, therefore will I number you to the sword, ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, ye did not answer. When he commanded you, called out to you, and told you what to do, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear. So when he didn't want to hear. Hey, shit, you continue to indulge in the folly that you was already in, man. It says, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. And what's a servant? What makes a good servant? What makes a good servant is someone that listens to the commands of their master, man. And that's what we're doing, all right? So therefore, when the Lord Yahushua makes his return, hey, shit, matter of fact, we ain't the ones sitting down. We the ones actually pointing the finger, man. Isaiah 58:1, cry loud, spread out. Nah, boss, shit, they the ones acting up. Nah, don't spare me. Shit, they cutting up, man. Shit, you know?
I can tell too. I'm gonna tell too. And that's what we actually, that's what we doing. We telling on them. We telling on them 2/3 of our people. We telling on Esau. We telling on everybody. Because we don't want the wrath of the Lord upon us, man. So we giving a testimony on the things that are going down here on the earth. It ain't like you don't know, but we just confirming it. That's all. You know, we just doing exactly what we're set up to do. All right. Did we finish all the way to 38 with that Matthew?
Go on.
All right, let's get go to 46. Keep going. No, yeah.
Say again.
Keep going to 46.
Got you. Matthew chapter 24, verse 36. You said go back to 36?
No, continue all the way to 46.
Verse 38. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark.
See how the setup is? The Lord done hype this realm up, hype this system up, people that run around like woo, 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 woo. They don't even see the Lord standing right behind them with a great sword for to destroy them behind, cut their whole head off. They can't even see them. They can't even fathom them. They in darkness. Go ahead.
And knew not until the flood came.
They ain't gonna know till the Mississippi.
And took them all away.
so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
And so when the house I show up, it's going to be the same thing. Go ahead.
Then shall two be in the field, that the one shall be taken and the other left.
So what is he left for? They left here for judgment, man. They left here to be judged, to be destroyed. We just read in Revelations 11 and 14, they heard a voice from heaven saying, come up hither. We're gonna be gone. Y'all gonna be here. The Lord said he's gonna leave you here to melt you. Go ahead.
2 women shall be grinding at the mill. The one shall be taken and the other left. Watch therefore.
And that grinding at the mill means they're gonna be working, man. Go ahead.
Watch therefore, for ye know not that what hour our Lord doth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore, be ye also ready, for in such an hour as you think not, the Son of Man cometh.
Just like how when you be timing your parents, we know they get off at 5 o'clock. So 4:30 we'll start cleaning up and all that kind of shit and get the house in order before they get there. That's what Jake think they're gonna be able to do. That's why the Lord said, okay, I got a trick for y'all. You ain't gonna know when. I'm gonna get off early today.
Go back to that Ecclesiastes 5 and 7. Make no tarrying and turn to the Lord.
Right.
Don't procrastinate to clean up the house, man. Do shit right away.
Right away, man. Because then the Lord gonna be standing right there in front of your face. You're gonna be dirty as I don't know what.
Precept.
Go ahead.
This is St. Luke, chapter 21, and verse 34. It says, and take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting. And that word surfeiting is over much, or much access in something. All right? Like being in access in its place. Have your mind caught up in its place.
Right. That's why Paul said, using the world but not abusing it, man. Because the fashion of this world is going to pass away. And your mind will pass away. You will pass away right along with it. Go ahead.
God. It says, in drunkenness and cares of this life, And so that day come upon you unaware. All right, and that's a snare for 2,005 people who are caught up in its place, man. Not having their mind, they sight, laser focus on Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, it's gonna be a snare to our people. All right, a trap when the Lord comes back. He's gonna come back.
They played a joke on us
the
about,
night.
I think that was like 2014, 2015, where they had like this big fake news press conference, and they had emergency of the council saying like World War III was like breaking out everywhere. They showed people going into business like buildings like to have this meeting. It was like a UN summit where like we thought it was it, right? So I was at my job, and everybody was looking all sad, and I was like giving praise to the Lord. Like people thought I was crazy. I thought it was over. I thought it was over for real, crying and all, right? I felt real good until I found out that it was fake, right? But here's the thing, though. People were looking at me like I was crazy because they were all depressed, right? And I was happy. Right. So now the magnitude of what it's going to be like, right? When we see missiles we hear that, and you see the missiles being shot up, people will make you crazy as hell because you happy. Because we're rejoicing for that day, man. It goes back to a dream that I had, where I saw race wars break out, and I seen Jake just like slaughtering out here, and it was like we had a look on our face of like I was just walking through the midst of like couldn't nobody see me, but it was like Jake had a look on their face like it was like they had their limit, but it was a sigh of relief, like. At that point, they knew it was no turning back from that. But they were grateful for that shit. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we're going to be grateful when that time comes. You know, some of the 2/3 are going to be glad that this whole system was being brought down. But they just weren't meant to make it in the salvation. Because, you know, according to the scriptures, Jake going to start winning that race for us. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
So Isaiah 65:14. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit.
Yeah, because the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the elect of those people, are going to be rejoicing for joy of heart. Because seeing this place that's been shooting them and oppressing them for all this time being destroyed, man. Our people walk around all day with their head hanging low. They ain't got nothing to look up to. Well, they don't know what to. We have plenty to look up to, man.
Hey, Con, that was the spirit you was in too at that day at the job too in 2014, man. Shit, everybody else around there all mad and pissed off. Shit, man, I had a birthday party planned. Who cares, man? Shit, it's gonna be destroyed. And you should be hyped up what's going on. Why? Because these are the things that the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua told us about before they came to pass. So now that being in the middle of it, all right, in the slap there in the middle of it, you should be happy, man. You should be even more hyped. Hey, the Lord told me about this, you know? Hey, shit, you shouldn't have nothing to worry about. Why? Because if you see this coming to pass, hey, shit, he said he's going to protect me within these things that's going to come, man. He's going to deliver me from the hand of evil, you know?
Now,
So
don't
you
get
should
me
be worried about nothing.
No, now don't get me wrong. Now, that the first boom I would have heard, I would have got a little nervous. You know what I'm saying? But because scriptures say we're gonna be, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna be a little shooken up a little bit. So I don't think I'm gonna be standing out there. Yeah. No, but that faith is gonna kick in and over trump everything, man. This body is not gonna be able to suppress your faith in that time.
Hey, our adrenaline is faith.
Right. But you're gonna, man, listen. In that day, you're gonna feel so much power from the Lord that you're gonna know that the Lord is on your side. Ain't nothing else around you gonna matter. If you got a point.
Done. And the scriptures say, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. I think somebody brought it out. Our mind is on Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's where the rejoicing comes from, because light is being established on earth, that righteous kingdom. We know it's coming forth from that judgment. But 2/3 of our people, their mind is in this place, which is being destroyed. So their life, their hope, their dreams, everything, their actual lives and flesh is going to be destroyed with it. And that's why they're so sad. They're like walking the inmate to death row to receive his judgment. They're not happy about it, to say the very least.
Good.
I had a quick one, just speaking on the bishop was talking, going into happy are we, right? This is Psalms 137:7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it. This happened in 586 BCE. even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. So happy will we be at the same time, man, when we start to see the prophecies come to pass, man, when we start to see the downfall or the judgment day of those missiles coming down, falling like a shaky fig tree.
All right, y'all, what's up? Psalm chapter 40, verse 4. Blessed is that man that makes Yahweh his trust, and respects not the proud, nor such as turn aside to lies. And that's so beautiful because that goes into what I was explaining, man. In that day, that spirit's going to have so much more power over the flesh. There ain't no type of depression, anxiety, nothing is going to be able to. Once we really see, just like the name Yahweh, he exists. Yahweh, he delivered. Right? That's what we're going to be saying. I told you he exists. There he go right there. I told you he going to deliver. There he go right there. You ain't want to listen. Like, there's nothing the flesh is going to be able to do to keep you away from that we're going to have. And our faith is going to shine shine brighter than the sun in that time, man.
Hey, that go to Isaiah 33:6. Knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of that time. Knowledge and wisdom of what's going on within these times. So Jacob's trouble once we get to that climax, man. Once when the shit really start hitting the fan. Of us being aware of what's going on is what's going to keep us stable within these times, man. What you don't know is what causes chaos, all right? You know, that's going to be 2/3 of our people in these heathen as well, man. Hey, shit, right now, if a crate fell out here and there was some animal that was undiscovered out here, it's going to cause fear. Why? Because the people lives. You fear what you don't know, and you attack what you don't know, man. And you attack what you fear, and that's going to be 2/3 of these heathen.
This is 2 Ezra 7:33. And the Most High Yahweh shall appear upon the seat of judgment, and misery shall pass away, and long suffering then. But judgment only shall remain, and truth shall stand, and faith shall wax cold, wax strong.
Right. So now, on that day, the judgment of the Lord is going to wipe this place out, but the truth is going to stand.
That's it. You're going to see everything going to be true. Reality. That's what truth is. The truth is nothing. All the truth is reality. Peeling back all the layers and through all the lies to see the reality of the situation. That's what the truth is. Right.
So go back to the Matrix. When Morpheus opened up Neo's mind, he saw reality. He saw he wasn't blinded by the Matrix. Right? Now we're getting an understanding of reality as we speak and as we gain knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Yahweh by Shema Shai. But these people around us have a false sense of reality. So they're the ones that are trying to say bitter is sweet, and sweet is bitter, and good is evil, and evil is good.
Isaiah 40:5, and the glory of Yahweh shall be revealed. And we're in a time of revelation. And all flesh shall see it together. For the mouth of Yahweh has spoken it. All flesh gonna see it together, just like Revelation 1:7. Every eye shall see him. So they're the type of people that gotta see it to believe it. And some people, even though they see it, they still not gonna believe it. Until that fire touches.
To that fire touches. Just like in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3, where was it chapter 2 where they talked about he claimed to be the Son of God. Let's try him and see what he's saying is true. And then that certification will come when Yahweh shot part the sky. And they're like, oh, he was for real. You see that? That's when reality is gonna set in. That's when the wool is gonna be pulled off those people's eyes. They're gonna be able to see things for face value and understand what it really is, man. Y'all what's up? You were done with yours?
Yes.
Okay. Who is that? Somebody call up. All right, go ahead.
Reset that y'all brought out. In the book of Revelations, chapter 18, I'm going to start at verse 3 just to get to the point. It says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth have waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. So basically, Babylon being destroyed, and Yahweh Shema Shai basically calling us up. Calling us out of this place, because now the judgment is going to basically settle in this place. Basically.
Right. That's us going up into them chariots. Right. So we don't partake in that set up for this place, man. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's how we getting up out of here. We came here on them slave ships right here. You know what I'm saying? That's how we came here. Right? So you know everybody be wanting to go on the cruise, right? I'm waiting to go on this cruise right here. I want to sell the other waters, the upper waters. You know what I'm saying? The upper waters, just like how the elder brought out. Enter into thy chambers and shut thy doors. To the indignation be overpassed. And we're gonna be skating on a sea of glass. You know? Skating on a sea of glass. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? We ain't got to worry about no plane crashing. A helicopter crashed the other day. 16 minutes after takeoff.
See people that?
Yep. Unalive. Oh, damn.
CEO of Siemens. Siemens is a company in America that makes a lot of technological parts in the military and everything. And the CEO of that company just unalived himself, and then they had a new CEO. Now this CEO was in a helicopter. In the helicopter, they said they heard gunshots, and then the helicopter. You can see it when you watch it again. You're gonna see the helicopter drop, and then you're gonna see the propellers fall different places.
Yeah, that cut.
So something happened in the sky.
Facts. Because it didn't have a wing. Like, it didn't have the back half.
Yeah, all of his descendants was in the helicopter with him. So he don't have no bloodline after that. So what all your shares going?
From the rooter to the tutor. Yeah. What did it say? The Lord said he would destroy everything that misses against the wall. Can't nothing bring that bloodline back.
Damn.
That's crazy. Somebody has to put something down here. Go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 22, verse 10. I'm sorry, verse 11. And when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there a man which had not on a wedding garment, and he saith unto him, Friend, how camest thou in hither, not having a wedding garment? And he was speechless. Then said the king to the servants, Bind him hand and foot, take him away and cast him into the outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth, for many are called, but few are chosen. So if you don't have on the proper wedding garment, if you don't have one as the elect, the 1/3 remedy of the nation of Israel and the 104,000, and you don't believe in Yahweh by Shem outside, then you're gonna get cast to the outer darkness, man. You're gonna be cast in the depths. You know?
Right, you gotta have that proper covering, man. You gotta be having that covering of Yahweh.
Stars reserved to the blackness.
You ain't gonna be able to be like, I'm with him.
Right. It's plus one.
Yeah, no plus one.
Ain't gonna be no plus one. You know what I'm saying? 144 plus one. Go ahead.
15. Let's start at verse 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. So like as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof.
Who was sent into Egypt to destroy Egypt the first time, to kill all the firstborn in Yahweh? That mighty hand and stretched out arm is talking about Yahweh, man.
That's right.
That's who he's gonna send down here to deliver and to bring judgment. You know what I'm saying?
Like, we won't partake of the judgments coming to this place. We might be here to witness Jacob's trouble, this, that, and the third. We might see them nukes coming down to destroy this place, but we won't be a part of the actual destruction. The Lord's gonna stretch out, like when your baby falls, he gonna catch us. And that's what we want. We don't want to be here watching the salvation, awaiting our destruction. That's what the 2/3 have in store. We want the righteous reward. And that's what our work show for.
That's kind of like how my daughter does. She does crazy, deranged, dangerous stuff because she know I'm gonna save her from it. Like she'll stand on the highest thing in the house and wait on me to come around the room and stand up there and start clapping. And as soon as I get close enough to her, she just jumps. And I'm like, girl, but it makes me think. Like, we're gonna have to have that same leap of faith in Yahweh by Shem Yahweh. It's like, imagine Peter walking out there on that water. It took a certain type of faith to even do that. And you got to sustain that faith. You know, that's probably why the angels gonna have to bear us up so we don't dash our foot against a stone. We're gonna be lifted up in the air. We go, oh Lord, please don't drop me. You know? You got one? Go ahead.
This is Psalm chapter 91 and verse 8. Only with thine eyes shall thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Because thou hast made the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, which is my refuge, even the Most High thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. Kind of, I was just bringing that up, the backup of Kabash. Hey, only with our eyes we're going to see, Lord willing, I'm among that number, I'm with y'all, we're only going to see it with our eyes. We're not going to be a part of the destruction. We're just going to be witnesses of it.
Time. All right. Get some more precepts. Go ahead.
This Revelation chapter 18 verse 4, it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and I will have remembered her iniquities. So come, man, this place Babylon, the Lord remember this place saying that you got to be destroyed for that. And one that our people got to wake up and hundreds over thousands as well.
All right, hey, sorry,
Fine.
you continue in that Matthews.
Fine, I got you. Matthew 24, verse 44. Therefore, be ye also ready, for in such as you think not, the Son of Man cometh.
See that? For such hour you think not, Son of Man cometh. Everybody gonna be caught with what they say, caught with their pants down. That means caught within their shame, man. That's what that means. They're gonna be caught with they're gonna have the shame face. Shame, shame, shame. Know your name. Go ahead.
Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler of his household, to give them meat in due season? Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing.
Right. Just imagine the irony of him coming here, pulling up on a Saturday, right when we teach. You see that? Well, he might not do it right when we're teaching, but the mindset that we're going to be in when he shows up, it's going to be, we're going to be in that teaching mindset, ready to do whatever for the Lord, man. As we've been doing since we've been commissioned to come into the truth. So blessed is that servant that he finds so doing when the Lord is coming.
Yeah, and then you think about all the people that walked away and what they're doing now. Some of the stuff you don't even want to imagine.
You don't. But, hey, shit, better them than me. I mean, for real, it is what it is. I mean,
you don't want to be Sakari, you don't want to be Alazar when
right?
In the middle of that when the Lord showed up.
Just think if he was in the middle of his allegations when the Lord showed up.
Oh man.
Yeah, that part. Somebody else, please up. Go ahead, Lucar.
This is Hebrews.
Damn, that's crazy.
This is Hebrews chapter 10, verse 35. Just back to the part that Quan made. It says, "Cast not away therefore your confidence, which hath great recompense of reward." So the Lord says, don't cast away your confidence. Don't cast away your faith. Don't walk away from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, because it has a great recompense of reward. You see the course, you're gonna get that crown. You're gonna get the new body. You're gonna get the laws in your inward part. But you can't cast away your confidence, your faith. You gotta hold on to that. You gotta keep that, because that's what's gonna be a reward. But like Paul said, if you walk off, look at what these other cats, that world was a part of this. Now they're back in the world. They're casting away their confidence. So guess what? Now what reward are they gonna get? It's not gonna be a good one.
Yeah, man. You gotta hold on. You got to hold on. You cannot cast away your confidence, man.
Yeah, they lead the truth and choose themselves new crowd. Get a job, another job. And now they living their life.
Yeah.
It's like a picture. Everybody probably seen it. It's like two miners. They both like got pickaxes and they picking into the dirt. And they both are close to diamonds. But one is just like, I'm tired of doing it. He walks away, but the other dude is still digging towards the diamonds.
And the one that walked away was closer to the diamond than the one that kept digging.
Gone.
The book of Revelations,
chapter 3 and verse 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast thou hast, that no man take thy crown. It's all right. You just got to keep pushing. You got to keep going. And it's a day-to-day battle. You wake up every day ready to swing the sword, ready to do the work of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, you know, and you don't want to be the reason why your crown be lost, or putting somebody before Yahweh Shem Yahshua be the reason why you lose your crown. Or just the cares of this life be the reason why you lose your crown, basically.
Man, that's like you being a senior in high school and it's the last day of school and you drop out. That's exactly how it is. Why?
I know somebody who did.
You're that close. Why? Why? It just doesn't make any sense. You done did all that work for what? To give up? Nah, man, that just shows what mindset you had in the beginning. You're feeding, like individuals that do that, they feeding off everybody, they're draining everybody else's spirit. Because when they get alone by themselves, they don't feel that same spiritual value within themselves. They only feel it when they're around other true men of the Lord. So they give up. Because true men of the Lord start seeing it, start separating themselves from it. And with that separation, they have nothing else to hold on to.
Precept.
Go ahead.
Will Smith did an interview on Drink Champ. And he said, what happens when you reach the end of wealth, the end of sex, the end of partying? He said, what happens is you start to realize you're trying to find yourself through the whole thing. And that's what you have to. And that's Will Smith. He had the pinnacle of what people trying to reach in wealth and riches.
Yeah.
And he's still trying to find himself.
And by doing all that, by looking for it in those perverse things, he lost more of himself.
That's what he said. That's what he said. So he said, so basically, the joy that you think you will feel when you get riches, you should feel that when you have nothing.
Right.
And we've been blessed to have that without all those worldly riches. We take our day, you know what I mean? That don't mean you got to be poor on purpose.
Right. Well, I don't want this money. Keep $1 million. Somebody on go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 2 and verse 12. Woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinners that goeth 2 ways. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended. Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you?
Man. So, hey, if you put your hand to the plow and take it away, hey, shit, you're not worthy of the kingdom, man. So, therefore, if you start fighting for the Lord and then stop, hey, shit, hey, that's showing the Lord that you switch sides, man. Hey, shit, you are an intruder, man. Shit, you basically was over here, shit, getting the reconnaissance of what's going on so he can go back to the rail and give a report, man. You know, so with that being said, the Lord got to take you out of there. You know why? Because you're not sticking with the plan that he established, all right? And this plan is going to trump over all. So therefore, if you're trying to go against it, that's showing that you being defiant, man. And the Lord got to deal with you. That's why the woe means destruction.
All right, y'all, what's up?
Matthew chapter 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. You know, we have to go with this all the way to the end, no matter what happens. Even when they mandate the Paragma, we can't just bend over and say, okay, we'll take it. We got to stand strong in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, you good.
Oh, good.
All right.
Matthew.
Yep.
Verse 47 of Matthew chapter 24. Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. Verse 48. And if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken.
Right, that's verbally and physically.
The Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
Right. So you got, like the other said, that's verbally, spiritually and physically, man. You're gonna have some that their intent is gonna be exposed. And they're gonna start scoffing against you. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna want to put their hands on you, but some of them really ain't got it like that. You know? Real talk. They don't try like that. But and some of them but they don't even realize they ain't mad at us. They mad at the Lord, man. Because the Lord don't want to go conform to what their mindset is. They came to this thing thinking they could keep that same mindset that they had in the world.
That goes to people like Sakari again. Look how Sakari treat all his members of his camp. He going against them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He started attacking them now. They was under him at one time. So that's what he's talking about, man. Not being a good leader.
Yeah. There's a difference between being a boss and a leader. You see what I'm saying? A boss is more of a dictator. A leader becomes a leader because he wants to know how to follow. So when you understand how to be a good follower of Yahweh Bashim Shai, then you understand how to lead the sheep.
Hey, Con, and also too, a leader will get down to set an example so you can follow them too as well. Henceforth, the Lord Yahweh Shai himself, he walked this walk 2,000 years ago. Henceforth, that's why we're able to do it today, man. That's why we're able to follow and after his footsteps to the best of our ability, you know.
Just like the brother was just saying, Akad was just saying, that's how Yahweh Shai was humble enough to wash the disciples' feet. You see what I'm saying? See that? Hey, I'm trying to you know, hey, with a basin tub.
Oh man.
Humble thyself.
Unto the Lord.
Nah, but the reason Yahweh did it, and not to show humility, the reason he did it, he said, if I don't do this for you, then you won't be anointed. He was choosing Peter. And he was saying, yo, this is the one right here. And he washed his feet. And he said, beautiful are the feet of those that lead many directions. So he beautified and anointed in the same way they anointed Yahweh for his burial. Yahweh anointed Peter when he walked. So that's why he washed Peter's feet.
So the anointed his path. Precepts? All right. Did you go all the way to 46?
I went to 50. I read the rest of the chapter.
Oh, okay. Well, cool. Precepts? All right, let's get Matthew 25:1.
Matthew chapter 25, verse 1.
We might as well read that whole chapter tonight.
Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom.
See that?
And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish.
See that? You see the difference? There was separation between the two. And the Lord is doing that separation right now. You know?
They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh. Go ye out and meet him.
All right, so you have 5 that were wise and 5 that were foolish. 5 that were wise had everything they needed to go out and meet the bridegroom. Right, but the 5 that were foolish, they didn't have. Go ahead.
Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out.
See, they're trying to get in that door. They're trying to get in that ark, but they couldn't. Because they didn't have what they needed. They didn't have that. They didn't have the oil. They didn't have the wisdom that they needed. They didn't have the breath. Go ahead.
But the wise answered and saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you, but go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves.
Right. So that's just like individuals. Like you've been teaching, right? Then all of a sudden they don't want to listen no more. But then when shit starts hitting the fan, they want to come back to you. Hey, what was that you were saying again? No, I forgot. So go get it from them people that you ran off out into the world for. Go get it from them. This is Job chapter 23, verse 4.
14. It says, for Yahweh speaketh once, yea twice, yet man perceiveth it not. Just to back up the part that the bishop about me. The Lord will come one time, he'll say something to you. He'll come again and say something to you. But eventually he ain't gonna just keep doing it and keep doing it when you're not listening. See, man will hear something, but he won't catch it. He won't listen to it until to the environment of things that shift around him. Then they want to go back to what the bishop said. Hey, what the hell you were talking about? I don't know. I forgot. You know what I'm saying? The same thing gonna happen to a lot of people here, and especially our people.
Right, so it's like this. We'll say something to people and it'll make the perfect sense, but the fact that it's coming from us, they don't want to believe it. But if they hear it come from another source, then they'll put a stamp on it. They need to see they need to see proof from us. But they'll take it face value from somebody else. You see that? But then when they see the proof, then they're gonna try to come back. But at that point in time, it's gonna be too late. The Lord's gonna be in the midst of destroying them at that time. And ain't gonna be nothing we're gonna be able to do about it.
Judges 10:13. Yet ye have forsaken me and served other powers. Wherefore I will deliver you no more. Go and cry unto the powers which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. That's what the Lord gonna do. He gonna give you over to the things that you chose. Don't go back to Joel Osteen, TD Jakes, the money, the dollar, the Ben Franks, and everything else you chose, man. I ain't got nothing for you now. When you see them people going up, obtaining their salvation, the Lord's elect, ask for your salvation. Go call on them. They can't save you. He's not dealing with them no more.
Right, Lord gonna say, go to them shoppers. Don't take the shoes off and get grounded to the earth. Go, that's what you gonna do. That's what the Lord gonna tell them. Everybody got all these perverse ways of talking about they will go. No, the Lord gonna say, go to your ancestors. You see that? The Lord gonna say, and which is funny, but it's sad, bro. You give people the plain way to get to the Lord, and they want to tell you about what they doing. They want to put their fingers together and all this kind of stuff, right? Like, I'm like, bro.
You just said it though, the plain way. People don't want plain. They want to perceive things with their physical eyes rather than their spiritual eyes. Yahushua came riding in on a donkey.
Yeah.
To people with their physical eyes, they see plainness. Oh, that's just a man on the car, whatever. But to one who's perceiving everything with the spirit of Yahushua, we can see the spirit.
Well, it's like this. It's like, if you the son of God, why are you riding on a donkey? Like, I think what John Baptist said, what you thought you gonna see a man in soft raiment?
Gone.
You see what I'm saying? It's not to their expectation. So now they expect something extravagant, but they don't understand how extravagant that Yahushua was coming riding in on the donkey.
Right.
Can you think of how much discipline that takes? You're the son, you got all the power to destroy this shit. But you come in as humble riding on a donkey, right? Only like-minded individuals are gonna understand his walk and why the walk was the way it was. You have to have that same mindset. Go ahead.
This is out of the book of Matthew chapter 16 and verse 4. A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign. And there shall no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas. And he left them and departed. Just to bring that out after what the bishop is saying, that's this generation right now. They're looking for signs. They're looking for something monumentous, something grand and spectacular to say, okay, these are the guys. These are the ones with all the answers. They found the cheat code. Okay, they're not looking for so-called black men that are standing on the highways and byways, dressed in garments, handmade garments, okay, with fringes on them. They're looking for great and wondrous things. Okay.
Yeah, they ain't looking for prophecy.
Hey, come on.
They looking for mega churches. They looking for suits, ties, chains, watches. They ain't looking for wisdom, knowledge, or understanding. They're looking for things they can see and desire for themselves.
And that's the gift of faith. Like shit, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, and they don't have that, man. You know, so shit, they're not going to be looking for it. You know, and then also too with that, they're looking for a sign. The Lord gave them, a sign. He gave y'all ounces, man. That's what the prophecy is. Measure the time diligently within itself. That way you can understand and see what's going on, man. That way you can be able to point out, oh yeah, those are the prophets of the Lord, according to Deuteronomy 18 and 18 on down, man. How to differentiate a prophet from a false prophet, man. The things of a prophet, the things that they say are going to come to pass, not immediately after they say it, but they're going to happen, man. You know, hey, shit, who knows? It may happen immediately after we say it, but hey, that's all in works in the way of the will of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh. But a false prophet, the things that they speak on is going to be on the things that they speaking out the shit coming out the side of their neck. Things that they want to happen, things that they feel like should happen, or what would be better, or think what they think should be better, man. You know, that's not how it goes, man. Revelation 19 and 10, the spirit of the Lord is the spirit of prophecy, which means to say before. So that's what makes us a prophet. They got here and say these things before they come to pass, to give that warning to the people, man. Blowing that trumpet so they can prepare themselves for the battle, you know.
Right, that sign of the prophet Jonah, that sign of the prophet Jonah, that was the prophet. I was trying to be in there for 3 days, 3 days.
Fine.
You know, in the grave.
Fine.
That represents the prophet, the sign of the prophet Jonah.
Fine.
They didn't know to look for that prophecy, man. And they did not know to hope for the reward of blameless souls.
Right.
To be salvation, kingdom.
And you gotta understand.
So this is part of prophecy. They don't know to look for that.
And think about Yahweh Shah coming riding in on a donkey. You gotta understand, these individuals that are chosen to bear these prophecies and speak these prophecies, they're gonna be given spiritual powers at one point in time. So imagine, all right, let's use like Nate as an example. He come riding in on a white horse. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like with flashy garments on. Can you imagine if he was given spiritual power?
He'll kill us.
Yeah, man. We'll be right back in the beginning, like in the time of Genesis. You feel what I'm saying?
He turned into Saul.
Right.
Yeah.
Like throwing javelins and shit.
Right. You see that? But think about it. Because of Yahweh Shai came in as humble riding on a donkey, they still didn't believe he was the Messiah, even with the miracles that he did. You see that? That's crazy. That you couldn't even tell because of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you could show them signs, and they still wouldn't be able to perceive what those signs are. The prophecies are a sign. That's a signification. The Most High is coming to judge this place, man. So just think about it, like, you know what I'm saying? The elder apostles and our elders, imagine if they have spiritual power. It will be used in its righteous sense. There's a difference, man. So the Lord knows who He's chosen to have to be able to pay attention to these signs and pay attention to these prophecies and bear that spiritual power that He's going to place on His elect, man. Because it's a highly responsibility to be the elect of Yahweh by Shema, especially to be one of the part of the 144. Right, great responsibility comes behind that. So if you give that power to the wrong person, what is that going to do? That's just going to destroy everything that was done at the beginning in the first place. All right. Sorry.
Matthew chapter 25, verse 9. But the wise answered, saying, not so, lest there be not enough for us and you, but go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. Verse 10, and while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut.
See that? Going back to closing up preachers, stealing away the truth. They going out there, they didn't want to get the truth from us. Now they going out there to look for it. By the time they come back, the door's going to be shut. You see that? That was all the way to 10?
Go.
All right. All right, so let's get Sirach 5 and 7. Did we bring this out? Yeah, I did. I thought I did. Isaiah 55 and 6. Well, Sirach 5 and 7 out here.
This is Sirach, chapter 5, verse 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord.
Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, man. Don't wait. Don't wait. He say He's coming like a thief in the night when you unexpected. This whole thing gonna be turned upside down before you didn't even know it. Go ahead.
And put not on from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance.
Right. See that? Thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance in thy security. People find security in this place, man. So it's hard for them to separate from this place, even when the Lord was pulling at them. You see that? They want to stay here.
They'd be more like us.
They want to stay here. Just like that old woman that's lived in that old house for 30, 40 years. When a massive storm comes, she's like, no, I want to stay here. I want to stay. I don't want to evacuate. Next thing you know, the whole house tore up. She tore up with it. You see what I'm saying? So the Lord, don't wait, man. The Lord is putting out His stretched out arm of mercy, which is Yahweh Shai, to those that are mercy. All right. Isaiah 55 and 6.
Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 6. Seek ye the Lord while He may be found.
So before that way of truth gets sealed, you better seek the Lord while He may be found, man. Seek Him while He may be found, because guess what? It's going to become a time that you're going to look to try to buy some oil, and it ain't going to be none for sale. No, it ain't going to be none to be given to you, because we're not selling it. You're going to have to go out and buy.
They say don't wait until the drop to try to refill the well.
Go ahead.
Call ye upon Him while He is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord, and He will have mercy upon him. And to our Yahweh, for He will abundantly pardon. For my thoughts are not your thoughts.
Right, so He will abundantly pardon, man. So what's one thing people like to say? I can't turn to the Lord right now. I gotta get myself right. What you gonna do? It's up to the Lord for us to get right. We're all laden in iniquity, man. At one point in time, it was the Lord that put His finger on us, that got us back right, that cleaned us off, man, pulled us up out of the dirt and washed us off through His word. So ain't nothing you can do. You better just turn to the Lord and seek His face.
Precept.
Go ahead.
2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 9.
Matthew 7 and 7.
The Lord is not slack concerning His promises, as some men count slackness.
Right.
But is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
Right, that's what the Lord is waiting on. For the elect to come to repentance and be sealed. And then we out of here.
Verse 10. Verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. So it talks about, the Lord is long suffering, that all should come to repentance. But in the next verse, it talks about the Lord is going to come like a thief in the night. All right. So if you tarry, all right, like the octave we're talking about, hey, when the Lord comes, you ain't going to be ready. All right. And it says this place is going to melt with fervent heat. Even the elements are going to be burned up. All right. So that's not a position that you want to be in when the Lord comes.
Oh.
Interjection.
You got a precept?
Interjection.
The one you call.
Matthew 7 and 7.
All right, go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 3 and 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. And I brought that out to back out whoever brought out that seek ye the Lord while He may be found. Because we're in the times where you're to be seeking the Lord, not the times to party in Babylon. We're supposed to be seeking the Lord all the time for judgment comes. So you can't seek the Lord in judgment time because it's time to judge. He's judging your works. It's too late to try to put in work. It's only time to receive that what you work for. And so if your works aren't righteous, He's going to give you a wicked reward. And that's going to be your paycheck. And that's what it is, a nuclear missile. So we have to be seeking the Lord in these times, gathering that oil now, eating that hidden manna, that bread of life that the Lord left for us to eat and consume.
The Lord's going to destroy this place, man. All of atrocities and all the iniquities and foolishness that's done in it.
Matthew chapter 7.
Yeah.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 7. Ask and ye shall be given. You seek and ye shall find. Knock and it shall be open unto you.
Right. Ask and you shall be given, man. You got to ask and seek for the Lord. You got to show some initiative, man. Ain't like He just send a hand off of heaven and then you there. No, man. You got to be seeking the Lord. You have to have the mind set on the Lord. trying to find him. A hidden jewel. That's what we should be seeking in these times.
Still want Isaiah.
55%. I thought we already read Isaiah 55%. Somebody get Proverbs 8 and 17.
Proverbs chapter 8, verse 17. I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me.
See, they love them. Hey, see, don't nobody know the reward that the Lord has for they that love him. And he also got a reward for they that hate him. See that? We love the Lord. So he has a special reward and a special place in his heart for us. Right? He loves them that love him. And those that seek him early shall find him, man. So you wanting to seek the Lord. And that means separate yourself from this earth, from this world, man. All right? 2 Chronicles 15 and 2. Any precepts?
This is from Ruth chapter 4 and verse 28. For as it was mine to go astray from Yahweh, so being returned, seek him 10 times more.
Right.
You just want to seek Yahweh 10 times more, and just like the bishop and the brother saying, it's expedient. All right, because the window of grace is closing.
Yeah, nothing else matters but finding the Lord. Go ahead.
This is Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake out of sleep. For now is our salvation near.
Man.
The night is far spent. The day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light. And I was bringing that out because people going to and fro, back and forth, but they don't realize the time of the Lord to visit this place is at hand. And we see it fastly approaching because the Lord... because the Lord is making his presence known through the prophecies that's being shown, you know, that he is preparing to judge this place in righteousness.
Right. Because the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites of the Holy Bible, man. The Most High God's chosen people, man. And the Lord's about to destroy this place called America with thermonuclear missile. 200 million are supposed to hit this place. This is going to be that lake that burns up with fire. Okay? All right, somebody got
2 Chronicles?
Yeah, 15 and 2.
2 Chronicles chapter 15, verse 2. And he went out to, it's like it. And he went out to meet Asa and said unto him, Hear me, Asa, and all Judah and Benjamin. Yahweh is with you, while ye be with him, and if ye seek him, he will be found of you. But if ye forsake him, he will forsake you. And he went out to meet Asa and said unto him, Hear ye me, Asa, and all Judah and Benjamin. Yahweh is with you. And while ye be with him, and if ye seek him, he will be found of you.
So if we seek the Lord, we will find him. He ain't gonna hide himself from us. He's hiding himself from 2/3 of our people in these other nations. And they're gonna meet him in the worst way possible. But he's gentle on to those that seek his face in these times right now. All right, that was it. That's just verse 2.
Come on, that was it.
All right. Psalms 34 and 4.
Psalm 34 and 4. I sought Yahweh, and he heard me and delivered me from all my fears.
Oh, see that? See that? Because they're going to use fear tactics, right? To try to manipulate the minds of the people, man. Read that again.
Psalms 34 and 4.
If you have fear on people, you can get them to do anything you want them to do. You can control people with fear, man. Go ahead.
I sought Yahweh, and he heard me and delivered me from all my fears.
And see that? We seek Yahweh by Shema Shai, and we find him, and he delivers us from all our fears. So that's why we don't have the spirit of fear, but the spirit of power and love and of a sound mind, man. You see that? All right, that was it. That was the whole.
They looked into him and were not like.
No, that's good. Isaiah 65 and 1. I ain't even gonna say nothing, man.
Holy shit.
Oh shit, I ain't even peed.
This is Isaiah.
chapter 60.
That's a real Hamite. God, hey, y'all can't say nothing about me and my son no more.
Hey, you know Jake gonna stand with a little.
I mean, y'all stand for the day.
Hey,
Y'all stand for the day.
whose man's is that?
Hey.
Oh man, whose man's is that? Hey, go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 1. I am salt of them that ask not for me. I am found of them that sought me not. I said, behold me, unto a nation that was not called by my name.
Right. So the ones that the wicked Pharisees and Sadducees were trying to, because they were off into Greek ways, they were Hellenized. But through Yahweh Shai, they were brought back from that Gentile state of mind. So they was looking for the Lord, and he was standing right in their face. He was standing right in front of them, man, and they couldn't even see him. You see that? But the ones that were in that were, he said he had sheep that are not of this fold. The ones that were in that Gentile state of mind were able to be pulled out. That's why Paul was sent to the Gentiles, man. So he was sorry. So now in these times, we were in that Gentile state of mind. We weren't before we came to the truth. We weren't looking for the Lord, but we found him. You see that? And we hold on to him all the way to the end. That's good. So that's the only way we're gonna make it. All right. Some precepts. Anybody got precepts? All right. Let's get Psalms 119 and 2.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 119, 2. Blessed are they that keep his testimonies, in that seek him with the whole heart. They also do no iniquity, they walk in his ways. Thou hast commanded us to keep thy precepts diligently.
That's what we got to do in these times. Protect and keep those precepts diligently, man. Call them out. Destroy the mouth of the wicked. Destroy the society with the precepts of the Lord, man. Not having no fear. The Lord didn't give us a spirit of fear, but a spirit of power, love, and of a sound mind, man. See that reading again?
Psalms 119, 2. Blessed are they that keep his testimony.
Let's talk about the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the Israelites of the Holy Bible, Most High Yahweh's chosen people.
And that seek him with the whole heart.
Yeah.
They also do no iniquity, they walk in his ways.
And we walk in the ways of Yahweh Shai, through Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Thou hast commanded us to keep thy precepts diligently. Oh, that my ways were directed to keep thy statutes. Then shall I not be ashamed when I have respect unto all thy commandments.
Right, so we have respect unto all the Lord's commandments through Yahweh Shai, through having faith in Yahweh Shai, man. You see that? That's just it, man. So nobody knows the time or the hour that the Lord will come. But we diligently seek his face all the way to the end till we stand face to face with our Savior, Yahweh Shai, and see that we are just like him, that we are made just like him. We're being in that process of being made up just like him. What's the song that talk about
Swing home, sweet cherry.
Make me over, Tim.
Make me over.
Yeah, make me over. Yeah, I want to be made over.
Make me nice.
Yeah, make me nice.
You gotta be right.
Gotta be right.
Right. Well, I like that song.
Yeah, so now we're being made over by Yahweh, by Yahweh Shai. He's making us into the image of his son. So you don't want him to look at us for real. He's going to destroy anything that looks like us. But anything that looks like his son, he's going to preserve.
Romans 8 and 29. For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son, that he might be the firstborn amongst many brethren.
Right. So those are going to be the first fruits. The ones that got power to be born from heaven. See that? See that? Man, listen, that's crazy. Come and get Psalms 74 and 9.
Psalm 74 and 9. We see not our signs, there is no more any prophet, neither is there among us any that knoweth how long.
Right, so there was a point in time where he didn't see that. But the seals were loose, and now we're able to see these prophecies. Keep going.
Verse 10.
O power, how long shall the adversity reproach? Shall the enemy blaspheme thy name forever?
Right, and that's not going to happen forever, man. They're not going to continue blaspheming Yahweh and Yahweh Shai's name, serving them any way they want to serve them. They're not serving the Lord in these churches, man. These churches are going to get destroyed right along with this place, man.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Verse 11. Why withdrawest thou thy hand, even thy right hand, pluck it out of thy bosom?
Good.
For Yahweh is my king of all, working salvation in the midst of the earth.
And how's he working salvation in the midst of the earth? Through his right hand, through Yahweh Shai. His name means he delivers, man. He's the deliverer. So that's how he's working. That's on his right hand in the earth. He's not going to let them blaspheme his name forever. They're going to get a stopping point too, to where they can't go any further. And then the Lord is going to wreak havoc on this place. All right, Psalms, what was that, 749? Hey, let me get Psalms 107 and 33.
Said 107?
107.
In Psalms 107 and 33, he turneth rivers into a wilderness and the water springs into dry ground.
See that? And he's done that before, right? And he's going to do that again when he seal up the way of truth. They ain't going to be able to get to this water. You got an allotted time to be able to get to this truth. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
A fruitful land into barrenness for the wickedness of them that dwell therein.
Time, man. So at one point in time, when the Lord really finna bring hell on this earth, you ain't gonna be able to find the truth. It's gonna be impossible for you to hear what we're saying. Not saying that we're gonna stop, but it's gonna be possible for you to hear what we're saying. That was to 34. Some of the Proverbs 1 and 26.
Proverbs 1 and 26. I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear coming.
All right, so now their fear ain't gonna come until go all the way to 30. Their fear ain't gonna come until the Lord show up. Then they're gonna start fearing. It's gonna be too late then. Yeah, we will in a minute. Go ahead.
Verse 27. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind.
See, when your fear cometh as a desolation, that's when their fear gonna come, when this stuff does start to be destroyed. They're gonna be like, Lord, Lord, but it's gonna be too late. Go ahead.
When distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer.
Right, so the stress and the anguish should be coming upon them now, and these words will comfort them. Because the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans don't even know they're in distress right now. You know, they're so lifted up with pride, they feel like they're in good case. But the Lord has another thing coming to them. Go ahead.
They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me.
So that's when they're going to seek them early. As soon as this place starts getting destroyed, they're going to be looking for the Lord then, but they ain't going to be able to find them. They ain't going to find Yahweh, or Yahweh say they're going to find our Shaji.
Khan.
Go ahead.
Verse 29. For they that hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of Yahweh.
They hated knowledge and did not. What did it say? Shall be the stability of that time?
Knowledge and wisdom.
Wisdom and knowledge, but they hated it. They hated it. And now it's going to give them their mercy and their salvation. Read that again, Baba Kushan.
Proverbs 1 and 29. But they that hated knowledge, like verse 20, verse 28. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me.
They ain't going to find them. Go ahead.
Verse 29. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of Yahweh. They were none of my counsel. They despised all my reproof.
They despised all the reproof. They despised the men of the Lord, telling them to stop sinning and repent and turn back to the Lord. Go ahead.
Verse 31. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit their own way.
Ooh. See that? They're making a whole wicked fruit salad and the Lord gonna make them eat it. The Lord gonna make them eat all of it. Finish the plate. You can't get up from that table until you finish your damn food. That's what the Lord gonna say. And at the end of them eating it, it's gonna be straight destruction, man. Somebody behind the precept? Go ahead.
In Wisdom of Solomon chapter 10, and I'm gonna start at verse 8. It says, For regarding not wisdom, they got not only that they knew not the things which were good, but also left behind them to the world a memorial of their foolishness, so that in the things wherein they offended,
they could not so much as be hid. This was talking about the times of doing with Sodom and Gomorrah with the surrounding 5 cities, man. All right, they left behind a memorial of example of a disobedient soul, man, until this day. All right, and why was that? Why did they get that hurt? Why? Because they didn't obtain to the wisdom of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. All right. Verse 9, it says, but wisdom delivered from pain those that attended upon her. So come, man, once again, like the bishop said, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy time. That's stated in Isaiah 33:6, man. So that's why so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans need to latch on to what's good, all right, and put away and cast away what is bad, man. Take heed to the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, because this knowledge and wisdom, it's going to be a famine of the word coming up, man, and it's going to be harder to get a hold to it, you know.
Any more precepts?
Precept. 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Again, we're supposed to be always mindful of the scourges, but 2/3 of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans are not mindful. That's why they walk past when the prophecies are being bought out. And I can just bought out some powerful precepts, but you see our people, they just walk on by because they're not mindful. They're going to be caught up in those scourges when they come.
Right.
It's global warming.
Right. Those are the that goes back in Amos chapter 9 said the evil shall not overtake or prevent us. That's the mindset they in. Like they ain't no destruction gonna come. They think when the scripture says destruction shall not come by nigh thy dwelling, they think it's talking about them. But nah, they ain't doing the work to hide themselves from that destruction, man.
Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord.
Yeah, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. See that? Alright, any more precepts?
But it's Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, or refine them as silver is refined, or will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my power. So the 2/3 of our people have been cut off from the Lord. They cannot obtain his spiritual substance, his wisdom, knowledge, understanding, his mysteries, anything of righteousness. They can only comprehend the things of this world, darkness, folly, foolishness, vanity. So they're going to receive the judgment of death through Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. But he reserved the cluster of grapes to himself, that 1/3 remnant of Israel, the ones that going to take heed to that word, repent to him, and enter into the light of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And ultimately obtain their salvation. And it's all the doings of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. He cut the 2/3 off, and he kept the cluster, he kept that 1/3 remnant.
That's right, man. Beautiful. Any more precepts?
Revelation chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plague. So we are calling you out. We are raising our voice, telling our people to repent with fear and trembling. It's getting closer. Soon you're going to find out that we were telling you the truth, and that the true prophets were out here.
And that come out of my people, that's taken out of this place. Like going in an extension of reading further into Zechariah, he was reading, meaning they were going to be left therein through the furnace of adversity. And when the actual fire comes, it's going to be come out of here, my people. We're going to be pulled through the fire, man. See that? Through the physical fire. We're going through the fire of adversity right now, being tried and being polished and being brought through the fire with the missiles here, man.
God.
It said the elect shall scarcely be saved.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Like my little heat might tickle your feet. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but we won't be burnt. Just like, you know what I'm saying? Just like Hananiah, Azariah, and Mishael. The fire was around them, but they didn't get touched. That fire was around them, but they felt a sense of cool breeze. You see that? And that was Yahushua. That was Yahushua that saved them and protected them from that. Same way he's going to do with us. Any more scriptures? All right. This is Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Behold,
The days come, saith the Lord Yahweh power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, to hear the words of the Lord Yahweh. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east shall they run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord Yahweh, and shall not be able to find it. So it's going to come upon a time when you're not going to hear this word. It's going to come upon a time when you're not going to be able to seek the Lord, because he won't be found in that day. And this here is talking about the famine of the word, which is a prophecy that is soon to take place. So the time to turn to the Lord is now. The time to hear his voice is now. The time to seek him is now. Because it's going to get to a point where he's not going to be found, and people are going to be running around to and fro from the north to the east, south to the west, looking for the words, looking for the prophets, and they're not going to be able to find it. Because the Lord has spoken, but a lot of people ain't listening. Well, it don't pay to listen to somebody when they're not talking no more. So the best bet is to get it and get now.
All right, man. Beautiful. All right. But that concludes our lesson, man. You know, seek the Lord while he may be found, because there's going to come a time where he's going to seal up the way of truth, closing up the breaches that way you're not going to be able to find them at all, period, man. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying and serve his purpose for the hopeful elect, the ones that truly believe in the name of Yahweh Shai. And with that, we want to give all glory and praise to the Father, His Son, and the Holy Spirit of truth, in the proper names of the Hebrew tongue. We want to say Kal,
Halayim, La, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ha, Kodash, Ma'amaf.
Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone and all their Herawan as well. Salutations to the Archon that are pushing the truth, the sincerity, and truth. Peace and blessing to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh.